So, what you're about to hear wasn't supposed to be public. Floyd Mayweather's hidden stash, the feds found it. And trust me, this goes way deeper than cars, cash, or clout. This is what happens when flexing becomes your full-time personality, until the receipts catch up. Let's break it down. Let's be real. When news first broke about the feds seizing Floyd Mayweather's ridiculous $30+ million car collection, people were shook. Bugattis, Koenigsegg's, color-coded Rolls-Royces, gone. But here's what most people missed. That raid on his garage was just step one.
Sharing details of the seizure of more than 80 vehicles illegally headed to Venezuela.
A 2009 Ferrari 458 Italia worth $280,000.
What up, buddy?
Because during that same investigation, agents uncovered a whole separate stash. A hidden vault? Yes, an actual vault, hidden behind a false wall in his Vegas mansion. Not the Beverly Hills one, the low-profile compound near the edge of the desert. Real cartel movie vibes. Inside that vault? Well, let's just say this isn't the kind of stash you brag about on Instagram. We're talking undeclared designer goods, suspicious containers labeled as medical inventory, and, wait for it, multiple fake passports from different countries. Who needs passports from Belize, Malta, and Lebanon? Unless you're trying to bounce in case the walls close in? Now here's where it gets wild. According to leaked federal documents, which were never meant to hit the public, Floyd's hidden vault was just one part of a larger off-the-books storage system. That's right. He had a second stash located in an industrial storage unit in North Las Vegas.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. We're gonna get through this.
Wow. He's another funny black guy.
I'm okay.
He's another funny,
I'm really trustworthy. Ain't I?
Very trustworthy.
I'm from Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, G? Bro. What's good with it?
Agents dubbed it the Savage Storage Room, literally the code name in the files, because of how chaotic and bizarre the stuff inside was. Here's what was logged. Over 75 designer watches, uncatalogued, $5.2 million in physical cash, some in trash bags.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20. Benjamin Franklin right here. You know, money made all day. We in the bank, doing what we do best, counting money.
A small stash of what lab techs labeled as performance-enhancing substances, not steroids, but newer compounds still being studied. A massive shelf of unlicensed prescription pills. Labels scraped off. And listen, we're not here to jump to conclusions, but when a retired boxer is hoarding bags of PEDs, off-the-books pills, and burner passports, something ain't clean. The biggest red flag for investigators wasn't even the stash itself, it was how it was hidden. The entire storage unit was rented under a fake business, FM Generational Wealth LLC, which doesn't legally exist.
We call this breakfast. Everybody like breakfast. No, everybody don't like breakfast. Some people like brunch, some people like lunch, some people like dinner. I like it all. And you already know what my name is. We're gonna leave it at that.
Even wilder? Surveillance footage showed Floyd himself visiting the unit late at night multiple times in the last year. Hoodie up, no entourage, no driver, straight low-key. Why would a man who flaunts everything suddenly get this secretive? Because, according to prosecutors close to the case, Floyd was already being watched for suspicious international wire transfers linked to shell companies in the UAE and Panama.
Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather was jumped in the street as he went jewellery shopping in central London after doubling down on his support for Israel in a furious conflict.
We're not saying it's money laundering, but the IRS sure is. Here's where it all connects. If you've been keeping up, you know that Floyd was under heat for a fake property deal in Manhattan. He claimed to buy 62 rent-controlled buildings, except none of them changed hands. Get this. A few months ago, Floyd claimed he was closing a $402 million deal for a portfolio of 62 rent-controlled apartment buildings in New York City. He posted about it, name-dropped the developers, even flashed fake contracts on Instagram, like he was in full billionaire investor cosplay.
Into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
But guess what? Not a single property actually transferred. It turns out the entire deal was smoke and mirrors. The so-called seller never signed off. The LLC Floyd said he used to buy the buildings doesn't exist in any corporate registry. And now, here's the twist. The city's financial crime unit says the whole thing may have been part of an international asset manipulation scheme. Basically, it looks like Floyd used the phony deal to inflate his net worth, boost his credit with foreign lenders, and cover up mounting debt. Yeah, he was flexing phantom building, and when the truth came out, that's when the Fed started digging into the rest of his empire and found that hidden stash.
I mean, Floyd Mayweather, in this article, it states that he's spending $402 million in real estate investment in a 1,000-unit affordable housing portfolio in Upper Manhattan. The portfolio includes over 60 buildings and is one of the city's largest real estate deals of the year.
Wow. Well, thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for investing into New York real estate.
When agents tried to value Floyd's assets to collect what he owed, he provided an incomplete list. No mention of the vault, no mention of the storage. He swore up and down that he was 100% transparent. Lying on federal forms? That's literally a felony. And now the feds are stacking potential charges: asset concealment, obstruction of investigation, and worst of all, conspiracy to defraud creditors and investors. See, here's the thing about Floyd Money Mayweather. His entire personality, brand, legacy, whatever you want to call it, was built on cash. Not titles, not greatness, straight up dollar signs. This is the same guy who used to show up to interviews with a literal backpack full of money, who went viral for standing on top of a table throwing $100 bills into a crowd like it was confetti. He made it clear from day one, I fight for checks, not respect. And while other fighters were chasing greatness, Floyd was counting pay-per-view points and side hustles. His IG wasn't filled with training montages. It was private jets, Audemars Piguet, Bugattis, and $15 million diamond watches.
How much is that watch, man? I gotta ask, man.
Oh, that one?
Huh?
Oh, that's 18 million.
18 million?
18 million? Oh, yeah, that one.
How much was the goddamn necklace?
Just 5 million.
He said just 5 million. Just 5 million. Ain't about
that nigga
that.
woke up and put 23 million on his arm and his neck for no reason at all.
Legacy? That was always secondary. The message was clear. If you're rich enough, you've already won. But now that the cash flow is being exposed as cap, the whole Money Mayweather myth is starting to unravel. Turns out, if your image is built on money, all it takes is the feds pulling receipts to make it collapse.
How does that guy not pay taxes? How does the people around him, how do the lawyers that I'm sure that he employs, the financial people that are probably running his life, telling him to stop spending $1 million a day, how do they not deal with his taxes?
Well, listen, he apparently had a tough time reading the thing, as they say. Like he didn't know what he couldn't read like
that's BS.
Something.
That is BS.
They said something
Time
like
out.
that.
He is paying. I'm sure he's got a litany of people in his world.
I happen to agree.
Financial management people.
You think so?
How long before he's suing somebody for mismanagement of funds?
Listen,
you know that's happening.
You'd certainly think so. By the way, they announced, I'll get your calls in a second, they did announce the pricing for Mayweather-McGregor. $100 for a high def, $90 for standard def. So there you go. So it's exactly what the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight was. $100 pay-per-view.
And let's not forget, Floyd's wealth, it was never as liquid as he made it seem. Yeah, he had insane cars, mansions, watches that cost more than our college tuition. But when it came down to actual cash flow, things weren't adding up. Like, remember when Logan Paul publicly called him out for not paying him after their fight? He literally got punched in the head for 8 rounds and then got ghosted.
Did you fight Floyd or something?
Yeah.
Did he pay you to lose? What happened?
No, he didn't pay me
him at all.
He didn't pay me. I think I won that fight. I think I won. He didn't knock out a YouTuber in 8 rounds.
Floyd's my homie. He's a cool dude.
Fucking tell him to pay me, bro.
How much you owe you?
Probably between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Logan had to drag in legal teams just to chase a few million that Floyd probably spent on matching Rolls Royces.
Money team has no money. All right. The money team hard work, dedication, no pay. Literally slavery. Dedication, no pay. No pay. Hard work, dedication, no pay. Hey, police. No, this for real. No pay.
And then there was that whole protest at Floyd's boxing gym in Vegas. Employees were literally out on the street, holding signs because they hadn't been paid in weeks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's honestly bullshit. Like having people who aren't a professional promotional company control where the money goes is like, we made that mistake. But, you know, it's Floyd Mayweather, so before we fought him, we kind of were willing to do whatever, and now after the fact, we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot because he's a scumbag. Yeah. But now that we know that, and everyone else who fights Floyd should know that, like, don't let him control the money.
Would you ever fight him again under any circumstances?
No, he wanted to. He reached out. And,
yeah.
But, like,
no?
Yeah.
What about double or nothing?
Yeah. Double or nothing. Yeah, I already got nothing, bro. So.
Can we get a photo?
It was fun, though?
Cool. Yeah, of course.
So you're going to change the way you do business when it comes to boxing now?
Yeah. Me and my brother.
Thank you.
Sure, of course, yeah. I got to go, y'all, but.
And the wildest part? While that was happening, Floyd was busy posting pics of himself in silk pajamas surrounded by stacks of cash like everything was sweet. Spoiler alert.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't even get us started on crypto.
And everybody in the crypto world is competing with one another. Whereas I feel like everybody should be able to choose what they want to choose and go with who they want to go with. I think everybody should work together. And what I always did was I believed in myself. Before anybody else believed in me, I believed in myself.
Floyd jumped on that wave hard, pushing shady coins, hyping up scams, and then conveniently disappearing when people lost their money. One of the coins he promoted, Ethereum Max, ended up in a lawsuit.
At one point, you were getting celebrity endorsements. One was DJ Khaled, hilarious, and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And he posted on his Instagram him taking this what do you call it? The Centra card?
Centra card.
The Centra cards. And going and purchasing something with his Bitcoin at a store.
Yeah.
He did that knowing that it didn't work.
Floyd Mayweather doesn't know anything that's going on, really. So like
we all know that.
Yeah.
The guy can't read,
Yeah.
How much did you guys pay him?
Like $1 million.
He took that knowing or not caring if it worked?
It was just knowing, not knowing, right? Like they didn't care. He does a million promotions like that. It was basically you speak to his manager.
Yeah.
He's like, this is Floyd's price. And you send the money over.
Yeah.
The manager makes his little cut from it. And he just says, what do you want me to say? And what do you want me to do?
Okay.
Right. And you just basically give him his script and he just does it.
And what did Floyd say when people lost thousands? Basically, that's not my problem. So yeah, the signs were always there.
What's going on? What's happening right now?
The Money Mayweather brand? It was smoke, mirrors, and unpaid invoices. Behind the scenes, the dude wasn't swimming in liquidity. He was drowning in over-leveraged assets and lawsuits.
I'm disappointed. I really am disappointed. The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you 2 checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, and whatever else needs to be deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service. Floyd, you made $230, and I get it, Skip. I can just imagine getting a check for $230 million. Like, hold on. I ain't see I, R, or S in that ring taking no blows.
So, where does this go from here? Word is, Floyd's legal team is scrambling to delay upcoming hearings, liquidate certain non-seized assets, and even negotiate a potential settlement to avoid trial. But the issue is, the feds feel played. They believe Floyd was cooperating, and then they find out he's hiding millions, using aliases, and potentially dodging taxes. They don't like being lied to.
Even Mike Tyson. But what's so disappointing with me, Skip, Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your opulence. You got bales and bales of money. You might have 30, 40 racks up in front of you. You got Bugattis and Enzo Ferraris and private jets and yacht, and you big balling. And you won't cut these people their money? Now, Skip, I believe that he would have taken this fight anyway. It's hard to turn down $200, $300 million, Skip. But it looks to me that a major driving force between him, because I always thought it was Conor that wanted the fight. He wanted the big payday.
Yep.
But deep down, Floyd needed this payday because he got to settle a score. And let me tell you how the IRS works, Skip.
This could escalate to full-blown federal indictment territory if charges are formalized. And what's at stake? More seizures, possible fines in the tens of millions, and in the most extreme case, actual prison time? Do we think Floyd's going to jail? Probably not. But the fact that it's even being discussed? Insane. This whole Floyd saga is more than just a TMZ headline. It's a warning shot for every fighter who came up idolizing Money Mayweather. Because the truth is, if you copy the flex without the discipline, you end up in trouble. You can't spend like you're still earning $100 million a fight forever. Canelo Alvarez, building smart partnerships. Terrence Crawford owns equity in brands now. Even Jake Paul is launching businesses, locking down his bag beyond the ring. But Floyd, he bet it all on perception. And now, perception's collapsing. So, that's all for today's video. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment. Do y'all think the feds are coming for everything? And of course, subscribe to stay locked in. I'll catch you in the next video.